All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. You guys are fast. Already 78 people in here. That is fast. Holy shit. You guys are faster than I am. Like I said, all I want to do is go to sleep. I've been up too many days. Just too many days. Forcing doors. That's fun. That's still fun. But yeah. But whatever. Okay, let's get the 5x5s out of the way. Sorry, guys. My fault. Raphael, thank you for the 5x5. Dobie, Mr. Landfill, Flown Joe, Colleen, Jay, thank you for the 5x5. Paul F, Adam, Bass, Eric, Tina, Groundhog, Krista, Jane, Patty, Prep to Adapt, Kathy, thank you for the 5x5. Bush Pig, Raccoon, F you all. Real White Comedy, thank you for the 5x5. Wallace, Brian, Off Life, Christian, Crow, thank you for the 5x5. Jason, thank you for the 5x5 of Mabutu Babutu. Thank you, Eyes Wide, Jay, Steve, Who Flung. Thank you for the 5x5. All right, so there's been a lot of creepy shit going on, guys, and not even like the extreme of the situation or the violence, but just the creepiness of everything going on, and it's getting worse, man. I just can't believe the shit that I'm fucking seeing or hearing or reading. You know that I talked about the guy that was diddling the dead body early this week, but there was another incident that I found very interesting. This lady, mother, was celebrating her son coming home. I think you guys saw this on the video. For those of you that watched the video, and pretty much stupidness will expire. She's celebrating her son coming home. The son, who just got out of jail, man, turned around and offed his mother and his younger brother, and now he's back in the jail. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this poor lady couldn't wait for her son to get home. And this bag of shit offed his mother. I was just, and I guess because I'm a parent, it bothered me a little bit. You know, before it wouldn't have, but it's just like the excitement on her face when in a picture they took when he got home. You should have seen the excitement on her face. And now she's gone because of this shit, right? And again, then you had the guy that was, banging a corpse in a train, excuse me, and that was fucking strange. And the cops are like, we're looking for the guy that was diddling a corpse, and they're like, diddling a corpse? Who diddles a corpse? Well, this guy did. People, guys, are getting worse by the day. We're seeing more people, at least here in the city. I don't know where else in the country, but at least in the city, we're seeing people, guys, attack other people on a daily basis for no reason, unprovoked. My daughter, in fact, some homeless dude spit on her. So I asked her if she's seen him before. She goes, no. I go, if you see him again, just give me a phone call. I'll drop what I'm doing. I'll head down there, and we're going to kick his ass together. Right? We're going to fucking, hopscotch all over his body or some shit like that. We're going to do something to him. But, I said that has to happen. I also told her afterwards, you got to pay attention when you're in the train. I said, you can't sit there and nod off and not pay attention because you got your headphones on. You got to look dude in the eye and make sure you know that he knows you're looking at him. And she was like, all right. And I said, if anything, if all else fails, mace the shit out of him. And so now she's a little more aware. Before, the kids, they live in this fucking world where they don't think anything's going to happen to them. And that's when you get bad shit to happen. when you don't fucking pay attention to what's going on around you. So, along with that, obviously I talked about the lady and her kids in the oven bullshit before. That happened a few years ago. I think that was 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. But she got sentenced last year. I think she's doing life in prison. I don't even know how that was a debate. Like, imagine coming in and the jury had to make a decision. There is no other decision in life. Nothing is gonna, like, they were like, well, we can give, no. I said, we're all gonna stay here forever until she gets life. That'd have been my fucking what you call. There's no way she's leaving here without that on the table, and she got it. You had a guy just recently, a kid last week, off his mother. No, his grandmother tried to off his mother because the grandmother threatened to take his video games away from him. So, and that was his reaction, and the mother played dead while he attacked the grandmother. And then the mother got up at some point, ran out of the house to get help. We're seeing more people, guys, kids, attack their parents. There was just a kid yesterday, I think, that offed both of his parents to try to get to Trump. It was an assassination plot for Trump, and he offed both his parents. I didn't get that. A woman in Ventura, California got away with murder because she claimed she had a psychosis after smoking weed. RWD, I could definitely see that, especially if the weed was laced. That's one way of getting out of that crime. Would you scab them? But again, this is a problem. We're starting to see a lot more kids act poorly and go after their family and take the family out. That's bad. And then some of you remember the video a couple weeks ago. I talked about a kid who offed his mother because she wouldn't buy him VR glasses. He orders the VR glasses, and then he winds up getting caught before he could put those VR glasses on. Now those VR glasses are sitting in an evidence room somewhere for the rest of their life, or for however long they need to keep them until they throw it out. This kid's going to go to jail for a very long time. Again, we're seeing more of this, and there's no explanation. People are blaming bad behavior. People are blaming video games, food. I think the microplastic shit is a ruse. I think that's their segue into blaming everything. Any arm tickets that come out, they're going to blame microplastics. So I definitely see that coming. I don't think it's the gaming, man. It's something else. Kids are definitely disconnected. RWD says she knifed her boyfriend 100 times. I remember that case. Thank you. Yes, I remember that. And got away with it because she said she smoked weed. Because some people do have bad reactions to weed. If that was the excuse she used and she got away with it. And if I'm not mistaken, was that a white girl? If I'm not mistaken, that if that's the same case I'm thinking of. Because if it was a white girl, I remember that white girl being cute. I'm like, that's why she got away with it. Because she was a cutie pie. Imagine using your looks to get out of a crime. Well, some women have done it, right? You guys look at a cop, bat their eyelash, play the, oh, I'm so sorry, officer. You know, sometimes it works. A lot of officers don't buy it anymore, but it used to work back in the days. Women used to bat their eyelashes at a cop to get out of a ticket, show some leg in a car. I couldn't believe people used to do that shit. That was fucking bizarre. But, yeah, that was bizarro shit. Mystical, pretty much. Guys couldn't do that shit, you know, because with female cops, you couldn't flash anything because you would be taking a true risk. Like if the female officer was into you, maybe you could have gotten away with it. But if she wasn't, and she was like about the law, you were going to jail. And most women don't play that. Most female cops don't play that shit. At least not with perps or people out in public. You know, female cops might bang an entire precinct, but they won't take their show on the road per se. You know, a lot of people don't like hearing that. Like, yeah, a lot of female cops. Like, I would never in a million years date a female cop. Never. There's just too many bad things I've heard about a lot of female cops that, like, there's evidence to back up this shit they've done with other officers. I'm like, I would never in a million years date a female cop. That's off the table. Like, off the table. Yes, Carmelo is free for now. Don't get too happy. he's going back to jail for life. And even if he gets away with this, no one's going to riot over this shit. But if he goes to jail, I could see the black community rioting over Carmelo Anthony going to jail. That would be some bizarre shit. But, and again, they're making it into a race thing, so we'll see. Harming the spitter might make him... Mary Joy, it wouldn't be that simple. That's all I can say about that. I know you said that, you made that statement like 10 minutes ago, but yeah, it wouldn't be that simple. It would be a lot more egregious. Manilo's like, no, he's not. Yes, he is. I'll bet my paycheck that he's going to jail. He'll get second degree. Yeah, they're trying to use the bullying angle with Carmelo Anthony. That's saying not bullying. Self-defense, excuse me. They're trying to use the self-defense angle with Carmelo Anthony. And it isn't going to work. It just isn't. They need to kick that shit loose, man. That kid's toast. Done. There's nothing you could... It was a blatant attack. Though they were fighting, still. I don't trust any RNs after spending time in the hospital with COVID. I don't blame you, Johnny 308. Don't blame me at all. Manilo's going to jail as well. Nice. I don't know, guys. There's just so many egregious shit going on. There was somebody. This is a few years ago. This is almost 20 years ago, actually. This EDP threw his grandmother off the terrace, and I remember the story because I remember people saying that the grandmother took the son away from the mother, or adopted the son from the mother because the mother was a jailbird or something like that, or a drug addict or whatever, and she took care of this kid, and she's, people were like, she loved this kid, she did everything she could, and this guy wound up tossing her right off the fucking balcony. It was a standoff too, if I'm not mistaken. There was NYPD, ESU was involved, EMS. He was barricaded in his home, and at some point he turned around and tossed his grandmother off the terrace. That was like 20 years ago, maybe more. But now we're seeing an increase in this kind of activity. Every time I open up the phone, man, there's some new attack on some family. Some kid is offing his entire family off, or the husband, just increasing. And all of that to say is you need to be careful of what's going on. You need to be careful of exactly what's going on because you don't know. This could be your own family members too, guys. Just keep that in mind. Just because it's happening out there in the world doesn't mean that somebody in your family is not thinking the same shit. Hudson Valley, no shit. Very cool. That's an elite position in NY. It's like SWAT. That's what ESU is. ESU is SWAT. It's an elite position inside the NYPD organization. If I was going to be a cop and stay there, I would be in SWAT or ESU, excuse me. Our version of that in the fire department is rescue and or squad. I wish I would have made the move years ago. I got 5 years left, so don't pay for me to make that move to a special unit. But yeah, it is what it is. But still, guys, a lot of shit's going on. You got to pay attention to everything, even your kids. Again, kids. And you'll know the kid. Like, if your kid has behavioral issues, keep an eye on that kid. Keep one eye open when you go to sleep. Don't sit there and trust that kid wholeheartedly. Not at all. Indica dominant is the move. I don't know what that is. I'm seeing something called indica. What is that? Is that a sugar? I like hybrid indica dominant. I have no clue what the fuck any of that is. But grow eyes in the back of your head. Yeah. Sleep with one eye open, man. Especially if you have a kid that has behavioral issues or is on the spectrum. Because they like to put all kids on the spectrum, by the way, now. Because it's just easier for them to sit there and go, hey, this kid's on the spectrum. Let's give him some medications. Oh, he's on the spectrum. Let's put him in a special school, special program. Let's get him one of those IEP teachers so they can hold his hands throughout his entire time in school. All of these kids are claiming to have fucking ADHD or autism. They don't. They do not. They're looking for an excuse, and they're looking for the pity party. That's all it is. Is that, yeah, indica is devil's lettuce. Nice, Steve. I like that. Devil's lettuce. Weed, devil's lettuce. Very good. Okay, yeah, I never smoked that shit. I'll never, ever smoke that stuff. That stuff is designed to make you stupid. It's designed to slow you down, make you docile. That's what it's for. It's why I'll never touch it. I am too fucking high strung to take it, to want to relax to a point where I'm like, yeah, man, you did you hear that sound? I heard the sound of red. Like, I don't ever want to look that dumb. You know, like, ever. Yo, is that Michael Jackson singing to me? Makes me paranoid. Yeah, I know, like, weed has different reactions to different people. I know that it can help medically, but you have to take it, you know, like, every now and again, and not every fucking night. People fucking smoking that shit every night. They said medical? Fuck out of here. I'm medical. Yeah, I don't like it. Listen, there was a video of a bunch of kids, and they were talking about an animal eating meat or some shit, and the kid was like, yeah, man, you know, animals eating meat, and meat eating meat. And he was sitting with like 6 guys maybe. They were all like, yeah, man. Like, they look stupid. You look dumb, and I don't understand why people smoke that shit. I don't get it. Like I said, they want you to be docile, so that's why they're legalizing it. They're legalizing it because it's getting people who are normally high speed and high strung to come fucking down. So when it's time to fight against them taking out firearms, you're all high off of weed and going, yeah, man, that was my father's weapon. You know? That's the kind of shit that's going to start happening. But people are like, oh, but I got to smoke my weed because, you know, Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls and Snoop Dogg, yeah, man, he's a king of weed. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. His brain is slow. He's retarded. Your brain turns to mush and shit. And some people are like, but weed doesn't kill anybody. It kills the brain cells. It makes you dumb. You know, that's what it does. And that's what it's designed for. It is designed for nothing else. Yes, are there some medical benefits for it? I'm pretty sure there is. And even then, you're supposed to smoke that ever so often. Not every day. Not walking around the street smoking it like you're cool. It's called an addiction, guys, if you have to smoke weed every day. People are like, I have anxiety. Fuck your anxiety. I need to eat, so shut the fuck up. It's fucking not that serious. It really isn't. And I watch people around here walking in the street smoking weed and like in the middle of the day in front of a cop's face. Yes, if I was a cop and you were smoking weed in front of me, you're getting a nightstick right across the legs. Ba-boom! Because it's still, they said it's not against the law, but technically it still is. You gotta eat, not smoke. Yeah, it's weird. It's just a weird thing. And a lot of people just making up excuses why they're taking it. I got anxiety. You bitch. You know? It's just like enough already. With your bitchosity. Fucking crying and carrying on about your anxiety. Yeah, people, I tell you, you got anxiety, lift some weights. You got anxiety, go for a fucking walk. Get on a treadmill or get in the street. Do something. But don't sit there and hide behind it, you know? That's bullshit. Someone said my legs are crippled. Well, that's a different story. I don't know. If you're crippled, then just wheel your ass outside. Take your 2 good arms and push yourself outside and get your anxiety out that way. But yeah, who doesn't have anxiety? There's a lot of people that are starting to develop it. I had an anxiety attack. I don't have anxiety. Like, there's a difference. Some people have like one attack and go, I have anxiety. I need my weed. You bitch. Need your weed for your anxiety. Get it under control. Breathing exercises, guys. You know, that's what you do, and you get your anxiety under check. You don't fucking smoke weed. Weed doesn't even fucking help. It doesn't help if you have to repeatedly take it over and over again with no change in your anxiety. Glaucoma. Yeah, whatever. Maybe for glaucoma, but I heard that it didn't even work for that. You know? But yeah, it's just a lot of fucking bullshit. Whatever. Listen to Bob Ross. Thank you. If you have anxiety, turn on the Painting Network or whatever the fuck channel he's on these days. And not him, but his shows are on somebody's network. Look at that and listen to his voice and then soothe yourself to sleep. Sitting there with your bullshit like, I have anxiety because I'm a bitch. Go change your fucking tampon then with your anxiety. Anyway, before I start getting super nasty, I am going to go off the air. Someone just said sorry for your loss. Where was that? Did I offend somebody else? I can't see it. Someone just said sorry for your loss. To Lorraine. But yeah, if you did lose somebody, I do apologize. But again, I wouldn't turn to weed for no circumstances. Even what I'm going through, I wouldn't turn to it. Like I wouldn't turn to alcohol either, right? I stayed away from that because I know exactly what that means. Try to handle your situation as best as possible. Don't turn to drugs or liquor because it just doesn't help. It never helped. Anyway, with that, guys, I'm going to go off the air. I am fucking tired. I had enough. I was trying to hang in there. I can't. I did my videos. I loaded everything up. I'm going to go boil some eggs for my my diet for tomorrow. And I will see you guys Friday for the double header. I appreciate it as always, guys. Thank you. And I will see you guys Friday. And I might do a Wednesday midweek report. I don't know yet. I'll know more tomorrow. But I might do a Wednesday midweek report. Other than that, guys, thank you.